Hello everyone, welcome back to Newsroom. I'm Chella Smith. This is your Middle East to U.S. entertainment news here on YouTube. I air on Fridays. I bring you the latest on reforms and economics in Iraq based on reports put out by the Middle East news media outlets. I do this weekly review and it's based off my interest. Thank you everyone for joining me. Last week, we talked about international Iraqi banks in Dubai, budgeting, economic policy, and 14 banks blacklisted. Let's take a look at this week's headlines, although I'm not going to keep you long from your family and friends for the holiday. Baghdad Magazine News reports the media department of the House of Representatives stated that Parliament began reading a report and discussing the draft laws on partnerships between the public and private sector. Shafak News reports the Central Bank of Iraq's dollar sales decreased to less than $110 million. The central bank sold during its auction for buying and selling the U.S. dollar $108,737,665, which the bank covered at the basic exchange rate of 1460 dinars per dollar, after these sales reached more than $250 million during the past months. Our correspondent added that most of these sales went to enhance balances abroad in a form of transfers and credits, amounting to $88,887,665, while the rest went in the form of cash sales, which amounted to $19,850,000. 16 banks have met requests to consolidate balances abroad, and 11 banks have met cash requests in addition to 101 mediation companies. Shafak News reports the member of Parliamentary Finance Committee suggests that Iraqi government will send the draft budget law for the year 2023 within the next 2 weeks, noting that the budget ceiling may reach 130 trillion dinars with a deficit rate of less than 25%. Al-Dulaimi told Shafak News Agency that the general budget law, according to the financial management law, is sent in mid-October to Parliament, and the Parliament and the Parliamentary Finance Committee can make amendments to the law and approve it within a maximum period of 2 months. She emphasizes that the draft budget law has been studied in the Ministry of Finance, but has not been presented to the Council of Ministry, which in turn sends to the House of Representatives for a vote. She indicated that the price of barrel of oil currently ranges between $85 and $87, but we do not know the exact price in the budget law, and that the real price of a barrel of oil will be determined when the draft budget law reaches the House of Representatives. And through previous experiences, we usually set the lowest price for the barrel of oil despite the continuing rise in global oil prices. Al-Dulaimi expected that the draft budget law will be presented to the Council of Ministry within 15 days, after which it will be sent to the House of Representatives, and the budget may be approved in parliamentary during January of the year 2023. It is noteworthy that the financial budget for the current year 2022 was not approved by the Council of Ministries and the House of Representatives due to the turmoil that Iraq witnessed after the early elections in October 2021, which escalated to dangerous levels that ended with events in the Green Zone, with the armed confrontations between supporters of the Sodarist movement and the security forces, which claimed lives, dozens and hundreds injured. After the end of the crisis, which the agreement of the political blocs to elect the President of the Republic and to grant confidence to the government of the Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani, the latter pledged that he would present the draft federal budget law for the year 2023 as soon as possible. Baghdad Magazine News reports Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani receives today delegations to the U.S. Congress headed by Senator Mark Takano and the number of members of Congress in the presence of the U.S. Ambassador to Iraq. Al-Sudani's media office stated that the Senator Takano, who headed the Veterans Affairs Committee in Congress, extended his congratulations to al-Sudani on the occasion of assuming his duties and government gaining the confidence of the House of Representatives as the first delegations representing the U.S. Congress to visit Iraq after the formation of their government. During the meeting, they reviewed bilateral relations between Iraq and the United States and the course of the war on terrorism and the performance of Iraqi forces in pursuing the terrorist remnants of ISIS. They also discussed strengthening relations and partnerships in accordance with the Strategic Framework Agreement in various fields, especially corporations in confronting changes, climate, and efforts to combating water scarcity. Mubashir reports the Central Bank of Iraq revealed Thursday the reasons for the recent decrease in volumes of sales of foreign currency sales windows. A source in the bank told Iraqi's news agency, the INA, that the Central Bank of Iraq is working to automate banking business according to the best banking standards, including the establishment of electronic platforms that organize the external transfer process through the foreign currency sale windows. Similar to the electronic platform that organizes the work of letters of guarantees. Due to the insufficient readiness of local banks with the start of the trial application of a platform, the implementation of part of foreign transfers was postponed, which resulted in a decrease in volume of the sales of foreign currency sales windows. He stressed that the central bank continues to strengthening the balance of bank abroad to settle their foreign transactions through the windows, which finance imports and other permitted transactions in accordance with the instructions of the window and applications for international standards and the law against money laundering and terrorist financing. Shafak News reports the Iraqi Minister of Finance decides on Wednesday to assign a new director to run the government-run Rapidan Bank. An official letter issued by the Ministry of Finance stated that based on the requirements of the public interest in the reference to the letter of Ministry of Finance and the approval of the Prime Minister in accordance with the powers vested in him, and based on the Cabinet Resolution number 71 of 2011, it was decided to assign Ali Karim Hassan, Director General of the Rapidan Bank Department in the Ministers of Finance. It is noteworthy that the Federal Integrity Commissions announced on the 7th of April 2022 the assurance of an arrest and investigation against the former general manager of the Rapidan Bank for causing damages to funds and interests of the entity in which he worked. And you've been watching Newsroom Weekly Review. I'm Chella Smith, your Middle East U.S. entertainment news on reforms and economics Iraq. I bring you the latest Dinar news without having to keep up with all the different outlets. I'm here on YouTube every Friday, so don't forget to subscribe and then make sure you turn those notification bells on. If you like my content, give me a thumbs up. You guys are like family to me, and I had a few minutes to come on. I didn't want us to get too far behind. I also don't want to take up too much of your family time during the holiday. Again, happy Thanksgiving to you and your family from ours. Soon I'll be catching some of those Black Friday deals, so I'm headed out to go shopping. I'll see you guys next Friday, everyone. Have a wonderful holiday. Take care.